Welcome to the Autophagy masterclass. You'll learn how your Nobel Prize-winning cellular recycling system clears waste, repairs damage, and extends health span. We decode the biological switches, using smart metabolic loopholes to trigger deep repair without extreme fasting. What if the biological switch for fasting could be flipped while you're sitting down to a full dinner? For years, we were told that cellular repair required multi-day fasts and empty plates. But your cells aren't counting calories, they're reading chemical signals. Today, I'm going to show you the low-leucine loophole, how to structure meals so your cells receive famine signals while you're eating real food and feeling full. To understand this, you need one mental model. There's a molecule in your cells called mTOR. Think of it as a foreman on a construction site. When the foreman is active, your body is in growth mode, building muscle and assembling proteins. At the same time, another system exists, autophagy, your cellular cleaning crew. It breaks down damaged parts and recycles them. Here's the rule that matters. Growth and cleanup don't run together. When the foreman is on the clock, the cleaning crew is locked out. This explains a common frustration. You can eat clean, train hard, and still feel biologically heavy, inflamed, or sluggish. The foreman never goes home. A 2021 review in Nature Reviews Molecular Cell Biology confirmed that autophagy is controlled primarily by nutrient-sensing pathways. In other words, specific molecules tell your cells whether to clean house, not simply the absence of calories. The strongest molecule keeping that door locked is one amino acid, leucine. Leucine is the loudest on switch for mTOR. A study in Nature Metabolism showed that even small amounts of leucine, far less than what's in a chicken breast or whey shake, can strongly suppress autophagy signaling. That morning protein shake fed your muscles, but it also shut down the cleanup that should have continued from your overnight fast. Leucine is abundant in beef, eggs, dairy, and whey, creating what you can think of as a leucine lock that keeps many people in permanent growth mode, with cellular debris never fully cleared. Here's where the loophole appears. Your body doesn't just monitor how much protein you eat, it monitors the ratio of amino acids in your blood. Research from the Salk Institute and the USC Longevity Institute shows that when a meal is dominated by non-essential amino acids, your nutrient sensors read scarcity, even at normal calorie intake. You're not avoiding protein, you're diluting the loud growth signals like leucine and methionine, so quieter, repair-associated amino acids like glycine and alanine dominate the message. A study in Cell Metabolism found that restricting methionine alone triggered autophagy markers comparable to a prolonged fast without skipping meals. So how do you apply this in a normal day? Think in sequences, not rules. In the morning, you wake up in a mild repair state. Don't immediately slam the door with eggs and whey. Black coffee is enough. Research published in the journal Autophagy shows that coffee activates AMPK, an enzyme that helps keep the repair crew working. At midday comes the loophole meal. This is where you use dilution. Build the meal around plant-forward proteins that are naturally lower in leucine, such as hemp seeds or legume grain combinations. This isn't weak protein, it's strategically quiet. You eat until satisfied, but the cellular message stays repair-leaning. In the evening, you reload. Repair by day, rebuild by night. Reintroduce high-quality animal protein, ideally fish like salmon or sardines. These provide enough leucine to stimulate muscle protein synthesis while you sleep, without the higher methionine load of red meat. You can track trends, not perfection, with your glucose ketone index. A GKI below about 3 often correlates with a metabolic state compatible with autophagy. Within a few weeks, many people notice that the afternoon energy crash disappears as mitochondrial efficiency improves. Your grocery list is simple: hemp seeds, lentils, and rice for a low-leucine complete protein, and cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil, whose oleothentol content dampens mTOR signaling. Morning coffee, midday dilution, evening reload. Your cells aren't reading your willpower, they're reading your amino acid ratios. A 16-hour fast spent on the couch is biologically different from a 16-hour fast that includes a 20-minute walk. Same clock time, very different outcome. If you're trying to reach what we'll call stage 4, the point where your body actively hunts down and replaces damaged mitochondria, you need to flip a specific cellular switch called AMPK. Today, I want to show you the movement multiplier, how to trigger deeper cellular cleaning hours ahead of schedule. If you've been doing 16-8 and never felt that clean, steady energy people talk about, your body isn't broken. It's likely stuck in the inspection phase, waiting for a signal that never arrives. Most fasting advice treats hour 16 like a finish line. Hit the number and the benefits just happen. But research summarized in Cell Metabolism shows that meaningful activation of autophagy markers in humans often shows up closer to 18 to 24 hours, not 16. A better way to think about 16 hours is this. It's like putting the trash on the curb. That's progress, but the city doesn't get cleaner until the trucks arrive and haul it away. If you eat the moment the clock hits 16:01, you've basically canceled the pickup as the truck was turning the corner. To reach stage 4, you don't just watch the clock, you change the energy state of the cell. The switch that controls this is an enzyme called AMPK. Think of it as your cellular fuel gauge. Inside your cells, energy is stored as ATP. As you use energy, ATP turns into ADP and then into AMP. High ATP tells the cell you're flush with fuel, so it stays in growth mode, driven by a pathway called mTOR. Rising AMP tells the cell fuel is scarce, and that activates AMPK. When that low fuel light flashes, the message is simple: conserve, recycle, and get efficient. A major review in Frontiers in Pharmacology described AMPK as the master regulator that suppresses mTOR and forces the body to start burning its own cellular debris for fuel. As a fast deepens, the cleanup gets more selective. By roughly the 20-hour mark for many people, the body shifts towards mitophagy. This is stage 4. Your mitochondria are the power plants of your cells. As they age, they don't just slow down, they get leaky, spilling reactive byproducts that damage surrounding tissue. That wired but tired feeling a lot of people describe is often the sound of inefficient mitochondria polluting the cellular environment. Mitophagy is targeted. Your body identifies the broken units, removes them specifically, and uses their parts to build new, efficient power plants. That's why people who reach stage 4 often describe stable energy that doesn't depend on their next meal. Here's the loophole. Time isn't the only driver. Energy depletion matters just as much. Researchers have shown that movement drains cellular ATP and activates AMPK far faster than rest alone. That means a 16-hour fast with a morning walk can trigger more of these repair signals than a 20-hour fast spent lying on the couch. Intensity matters though. Hard training deep into a fast can overstress the system and push the body to break down healthy muscle. The goal is low-intensity aerobic movement, like a brisk walk, plus just enough resistance to remind your body to keep its muscle. Here's a simple 3-step system. Between hours 14 and 16, do 20 to 30 minutes of easy walking to hit the fuel gauge early. Then do one short tease set, squats or push-ups, nowhere near failure, just a signal to preserve muscle. Finally, break your fast with eggs or fish, giving your body rebuild materials without a big insulin spike that would shut the process down. Your body isn't failing to repair, it's waiting for the movement signal to send the trucks. Here's something that has nothing to do with what you eat and everything to do with what most people are getting wrong. Right now, at this exact moment, your body is making a decision. It's deciding whether to spend its energy on growth or hold it back for cleanup and repair. And the single biggest factor shaking that decision isn't diet quality. It's a 2-hour window most people never think about. Today, I want to show you what scientists call the circadian repair window, why shifting your last meal just 2 hours earlier can dramatically expand the time your body spends on cellular maintenance, and how to use this without changing calories or feeling hungry. If you've been eating clean but still feel off, this is likely why your body's maintenance crew isn't being let inside. To understand why timing matters, you need to understand autophagy, and I want to explain it in a way that actually clicks. Think of your body like a high-rise office building. During the day, the building is full. Meetings are happening, lights are on, phones are ringing. That's your fed state. Your body is busy digesting food, managing blood sugar, and processing nutrients. Now, imagine trying to send a cleaning crew into those conference rooms mid-meeting. They can't do their job. That cleaning crew is autophagy. It's the process where cells break down damaged parts, old mitochondria, misfolded proteins, and cellular junk, then recycle them into usable material. This process is so central to health that it earned a Nobel Prize in 2016. Here's the key point. Autophagy isn't an on-off switch, it's a dial, and turning that dial up requires the building to empty out. If your last bite is at 8 at night and your first meal is at 8 in the morning, that's a 12-hour fast. But move dinner to 6 and without changing anything else, you add 2 more hours per day. That's roughly 60 extra hours of repair every month. So why does the clock matter? Why is 6 p.m. different from 9 p.m.? Because your metabolism runs on a circadian rhythm. Studies show that the same meal triggers very different responses depending on when you eat it. Late at night, your insulin sensitivity is lower. When you eat late, your body treats it like a glucose emergency. Insulin spikes at a time when your system is trying to wind down. That spike activates a pathway called mTOR, your body's growth switch, and mTOR directly shuts down autophagy. The cleaning crew gets sent home. Eating earlier lets insulin fall while you're still awake. That allows another enzyme, AMPK, often called your fuel gauge, to rise. AMPK quiets mTOR and signals cleanup. You're not just fasting longer, you're fasting at the right time. Now let's talk about what happens during sleep. While you're in deep sleep, your brain activates its own cleaning system, called the glymphatic system. Brain cells actually shrink slightly, creating space for fluid to wash away waste, including proteins linked to cognitive decline. This process depends on stable blood sugar. If you're digesting a late snack while trying to fall asleep, your glucose is fluctuating exactly when your brain needs calm. Late eating doesn't just delay body repair, it can disrupt your brain's overnight cleanup too. Even people who fix the evening often undo everything in the morning. After an overnight fast, you wake up in a mild repair state, then breakfast slams the door shut. Juice, sweet cereal, flavored yogurt all spike insulin and flip mTOR back on. Cleanup stops within minutes. A better option is starting with black coffee or green tea. Green tea contains EGCG, a compound shown to support AMPK, and when you do eat, starting with protein and fat instead of sugar reduces the insulin surge that halts repair. So here's how this all comes together. Finish eating earlier, ideally around 6. Start your morning with coffee or green tea. Break your fast with protein and fat, not sugar. That's the sunset rule. No calorie counting, no hunger games, just timing that matches how your body actually works. The difference between cellular repair and slow accumulation of damage isn't discipline. It's whether your body ever gets quiet enough to fix itself. Move dinner earlier, protect your mornings, and give your system the silence it needs to do the work it's built for.